1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has reiterated the government's resolve to win the fight against coronavirus pandemic with the support of the nation. A meeting of the National Coordination Committee with the Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair in Islamabad today reviewed the progress in containing the spread of COVID-19 in the country. The Foreign Minister says bringing back Pakistanis stranded in different countries due to coronavirus pandemic is the top priority of the government. The registration process of Prime Minister's Corona Relief Tigers Force at the Prime Minister's Citizen Portal has formally been opened for the youth. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops in their continued acts of state terrorism martyred 9 Kashmiris during the last month. The Saudi government has called upon the world countries to delay concluding Hajj contracts this year until the view about the coronavirus epidemic becomes clear. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has reiterated the government's resolve to win the fight against coronavirus pandemic with the support of the nation. Speaking live in a telethon program of a private television channel in connection with Prime Minister's Corona Relief Fund in Islamabad this evening, he urged the nation to demonstrate unity at this critical time and defeat coronavirus through faith and wisdom. The Prime Minister said the incumbent government announced a historic financial stimulus package worth $8 billion to deal with the adverse impact of the coronavirus outbreak in the country. A meeting of the National Coordination Committee on Coronavirus was held in Islamabad today with the Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair. The meeting reviewed the progress in containing the spread of COVID-19 in the country and discussed the strategy to minimize the impact of the challenge. This is the 6th meeting of the National Coordination Committee since it was formed to discuss the situation arising out of coronavirus pandemic. Prime Minister Imran Khan will launch an SMS service in connection with the SAF's Emergency Cash Program today. The Special Assistant on Social Protection and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Sania Nishtar, will brief the Prime Minister about the service. Prime Minister Imran Khan has assured that the government stands by the medical staff, including doctors and nurses, and will provide them full protection in the fight against coronavirus. He was speaking after inaugurating the upgradation project of Cantonment General Hospital in Rawalpindi today. The Prime Minister said doctors, nurses and other medical staff are in the front line of the battle against coronavirus and they will be provided with the necessary protective equipment to ensure their safety and health. The Prime Minister said the trend of the pandemic in Pakistan will become more clear in a matter of 1 week. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says the government is giving priority to bringing back Pakistanis waiting to return to the country in various countries of the world. Chairing a meeting relating to dealing with coronavirus pandemic in Islamabad today, he said a crisis management cell has been established at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and it has been in contact with all the Pakistani embassies across the world. The Foreign Minister said the entire protocol of test flight has been exercised. He said all the 170 passengers of test flight from Thailand were tested and all of them were found negative. The registration process of Prime Minister's Corona Relief Tigers Force on Prime Minister's Citizen Portal has formally been opened for the youth across the country. In a tweet today, Prime Minister Imran Khan urged the youth to join Corona Relief Tigers Force and support the government in its endeavours to fight coronavirus pandemic effectively. Meanwhile, the Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Youth Affairs, Usman Dar, who has also registered himself with the Corona Relief Tigers Force through a video message, said 90% of the youngsters have joined the force, 90 youngsters have joined the force so far. A control room has been established at the Prime Minister's office, while monitoring team has also been formed to keep a check on the post-corona situation. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan, has said protective kits will be provided to journalists covering vulnerable areas, including quarantine centres. During a video conference with the provincial information ministers today, she said the journalists are playing a vanguard role in the fight against coronavirus and steps are being taken to ensure the safety and health. The Special Assistant said COVID-19 Care for Media app is also being launched to help those journalists affected by the virus. She said newspaper hawkers will also be registered in the SARS Emergency Cash Program as their sales have also been affected due to the outbreak of coronavirus. The total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus in Pakistan has soared to 2,039. These include 708 in the Punjab, 676 in Sindh, 253 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 158 in Balochistan, 184 in Gilgit-Baltistan, 54 in Islamabad, and 6 in Azad Kashmir. 82 people have so far recovered from the disease, while the number of deaths from the virus stands at 26. This is Radio Pakistan. The Indian troops in the continued acts of state terrorism martyred 9 Kashmiris during the last month of March. According to Kashmir Media Service, during the period, at least 7 people were injured in the use of brute force on peaceful protesters by the Indian police and troops. The Indian police and paramilitary personnel arrested 806 people, including Hurriyat activists and youths, during search operations in different areas of the occupied territory. Meanwhile, the Indian authorities, in a major development, took a big step last night towards changing the demography of the territory by notifying new domicile rules. Hurriyat leaders and organizations have strongly condemned the notification. The leaders maintain that India is hell-bent upon snatching everything from the people of Jammu and Kashmir, including their identity, land and natural resources. They termed the Indian move as a violation of the United Nations Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir. The Saudi government has called upon the world countries to delay concluding the Hajj contracts this year until the view about the coronavirus epidemic and its future effects become clear. The Saudi Hajj Minister Dr. Mohammed Swaleh bin Tahir Bantan, in an interview in Riyadh, said the government is concerned with the safety of all the pilgrims. He urged the world nations to wait before concluding bookings amid uncertainty over the coronavirus pandemic. The United Nations has launched a new plan to counter the devastating socio-economic impacts of coronavirus pandemic, calling on everyone to act together to lessen the blow to the people. Speaking on the occasion, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said this human crisis demands coordinated, decisive, inclusive, innovative policy action from the world's leading economies and maximum financial and technical support for the poorest and most vulnerable people and countries. He also called for an immediate coordinated health response to suppress transmission and end the pandemic. In Afghanistan, at least 100 Taliban prisoners will be released by the Afghan government this week as part of the peace deal signed between the United States and the Taliban to end the nearly 2 decades war in that country. Taliban spokesman Zabiullah Mujahid said it is the first step towards ultimate exchange of 6,000 prisoners held by the Afghan government and the Taliban. In Iraq, 4 Daesh militants were killed by security forces in the eastern province of Diyala. During the intelligence-based operation, 2 explosive belts were also seized. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunderstorm is expected in Kashmir and its adjoining hilly areas. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.